The secret language of love. 5 things your cat only does for you. Have you ever wondered if your cat actually loves you, or if you're just the human-shaped can opener they tolerate for survival? Well, buckle up, cat parents. Because today we're diving into the secret world of feline affection, and I promise you'll never look at your furry overlord the same way again. What if I told you that your cat has been speaking a love language so subtle, so sophisticated, that most humans completely miss it? And what if those seemingly random behaviors you've been brushing off are actually your cat's way of saying you're my person in ways they would never ever do for anyone else? Picture this. You're sitting on your couch, minding your own business, when suddenly your cat appears out of nowhere, like a furry ninja, and presents you with the most horrifying gift imaginable. Maybe it's a half-dead mouse, a mangled toy, or, if you're really unlucky, something that used to be alive, but now resembles abstract art. Your first instinct might be to shriek, run away, or question your life choices. But here's the mind-blowing truth that will change everything you thought you knew about cats. That disgusting present isn't a sign that your cat is a psychopath or trying to traumatize you. It's actually one of the most profound expressions of love in the entire animal kingdom, and your cat would literally never do this for anyone else. You see, when cats bring you their hunting trophies, they're not just dumping random dead things on your doorstep like some kind of furry serial killer. They're actually engaging in a behavior so deeply rooted in feline psychology and social structure that it reveals the incredible depth of their emotional connection to you. In the wild, cats are typically solitary hunters, but they have one major exception to this rule, and that exception is family. Mother cats bring food to their kittens, not because the kittens asked for it, not because it's convenient, but because providing for their offspring is the most fundamental expression of maternal love and care in the feline world. When your domestic cat brings you that mangled mouse or that thoroughly destroyed feather toy, they're essentially saying, "You are my family, and I want to take care of you the same way a mother cat takes care of her babies." Think about that for a moment. Your cat, this allegedly independent and aloof creature, has categorized you in their mind alongside their most precious relationships. They're not seeing you as a servant or a food dispenser in that moment. They're seeing you as someone who needs to be provided for, protected, and cared for, and they're taking on the role of the provider. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. And this is something that will absolutely blow your mind once you understand the science behind it. Cats don't just bring presents to anyone who feeds them. They don't drop dead mice at the feet of every human they encounter. This behavior is reserved exclusively for their chosen family members, the humans they've bonded with on a level so deep that it triggers their most fundamental caregiving instincts. Studies have shown that cats form attachments to their human families that are remarkably similar to the bonds between human children and their parents. And these gift-giving behaviors are one of the clearest indicators of this profound emotional connection. Now, I know what you're thinking. But my cat brings me gross stuff all the time, and I definitely don't feel loved when I'm cleaning up mouse guts at 6 in the morning. And trust me, I get it. Nobody wakes up hoping to start their day with a biology lesson, courtesy of their cat's hunting adventures. But understanding the emotional significance behind this behavior can completely transform how you experience these moments. Instead of seeing it as your cat being weird or gross, you can recognize it for what it really is: a love letter written in the only language your cat knows how to speak. The beautiful thing about this behavior is how it reveals the incredible complexity of your cat's emotional life. These aren't mindless, instinct-driven animals just going through the motions of survival. They're making conscious choices about who deserves their care and protection, and they've chosen you. Out of all the humans in the world, out of all the potential relationships they could form, your cat has decided that you are worthy of their most precious gift, their desire to provide for you. And if you think that's incredible, wait until you hear about the second thing your cat only does for you. Because this one is going to completely revolutionize how you think about feline communication. Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to have an entire vocabulary that they only use when they're talking to you? I'm talking about those special meows, those unique chirps and trills, those conversational sounds that seem to appear only when your cat wants to communicate something specific to you and you alone. Here's something that will absolutely amaze you. Adult cats almost never meow at other cats. Let me repeat that because it's so important and so incredible that it bears emphasizing. Adult cats, in their natural social interactions with other cats, communicate primarily through body language, scent marking, and other non-vocal signals. The meowing, the chirping, the elaborate vocal conversations that your cat engages in with you are behaviors they've developed specifically for communicating with humans, and more specifically, with you as their chosen human. Think about this, like your cat has learned to speak a foreign language just to talk to you. Imagine if you had a friend who took the time to learn Mandarin just because you spoke Mandarin, even though they had no other reason to learn the language and would never use it with anyone else. That level of dedication, that willingness to develop an entirely new communication system just for one relationship, is exactly what your cat has done for you. But it gets even more mind-blowing when you dive into the research behind feline vocalization. Scientists have discovered that cats actually develop personalized vocal patterns for their individual human family members. Your cat doesn't just meow at you. They develop specific sounds, specific tones, specific conversational patterns that they use only with you. It's like they're creating a unique dialect of cat language that exists solely for your relationship. This means that the way your cat talks to you is completely different from how they might vocalize with other members of your household. If you have multiple cats, you might notice that they each have distinctly different ways of communicating with you, almost like they're each speaking their own version of human cat pigeon language. And if you pay close attention, you'll probably realize that you've unconsciously learned to understand these individual communication styles, responding differently to different types of meows and vocal cues from each cat. The development of this personalized communication system reveals something profound about your cat's cognitive abilities and emotional investment in your relationship. They're not just making random sounds and hoping you'll figure it out. They're actively working to develop effective communication strategies that will help them connect with you, share information with you, and maintain the social bonds that are so important to their emotional well-being. And here's something that might surprise you. This communication isn't one-sided. While your cat is developing their personalized human communication skills, you're simultaneously developing your personalized cat communication skills. You're learning to recognize the difference between "I want food" meows and "I want attention" meows, and there's something interesting. Outside the window, meows. You're becoming bilingual in a language that exists nowhere else in the world, except between you and your specific cat. This collaborative creation of a shared communication system is one of the most beautiful examples of interspecies cooperation and emotional bonding that exists in the natural world. Two completely different species, with completely different evolutionary backgrounds and completely different natural communication methods, working together to create a functional language that serves the needs of their relationship. It's like you and your cat are co-authors, writing the dictionary for a language that will never be spoken by anyone else. But the third thing your cat only does for you might be the most touching of all. And it's something that happens so subtly, so quietly, that many cat parents never even realize it's happening. I'm talking about the way your cat chooses to be vulnerable with you. And I mean truly, deeply vulnerable in ways that go against every survival instinct they possess. Cats are prey animals as much as they are predators, which means that in the wild, showing vulnerability can literally be a matter of life and death. A cat that appears weak, sick, or unable to defend itself becomes an easy target for larger predators, rival cats, and other threats. This is why cats are famous for hiding when they're not feeling well, for finding secluded spots when they need to rest, and for maintaining a constant state of alertness even when they appear to be relaxed. But with you, your cat does something extraordinary. They choose to let their guard down in ways that would be unthinkable with anyone else. They sleep in exposed positions where they could easily be surprised or attacked. They show you their belly, one of the most vulnerable parts of their body, as a sign of complete trust. They close their eyes and relax so completely in your presence that they enter deep sleep states where they would be completely helpless if danger approached. Think about what this means from your cat's perspective. Every fiber of their being, every instinct honed by millions of years of evolution, every survival mechanism embedded in their DNA is telling them to stay alert, stay hidden, stay protected. But their trust in you, their emotional bond with you, is so strong that it overrides these fundamental survival instincts. They literally trust you with their life in the most basic and profound way possible. This vulnerability shows up in countless small moments throughout your daily life with your cat. When they fall asleep on your lap, they're choosing to enter a state where they're completely dependent on your protection. When they roll over and show you their belly, they're offering you access to their most vulnerable body part as a gesture of absolute trust. When they close their eyes slowly while looking at you, they're giving you what researchers call cat kisses, deliberate displays of trust that say, "I feel so safe with you that I'm willing to temporarily blind myself in your presence." These moments of vulnerability are your cat's way of saying, "I don't just love you, I trust you with everything I am." In the animal kingdom, trust and vulnerability are the ultimate expressions of bond strength. When animals choose to be vulnerable with each other, they're making a statement about the relationship that goes beyond simple affection or even love. They're saying, "You are my safe harbor in a dangerous world." And here's what makes this even more special. Cats are incredibly selective about who they trust with this level of vulnerability. You might notice that your cat behaves completely differently when strangers are around, becoming alert, cautious, and ready to flee or defend themselves at a moment's notice. But when it's just you, when it's their chosen person, they transform into this relaxed, trusting creature who seems to forget that the world can be dangerous. This selective vulnerability is one of the clearest indicators that your cat has formed what animal behaviorists call a secure attachment with you. Just like human children develop secure attachments with their caregivers, your cat has identified you as their safe base, their source of comfort and security in an unpredictable world. When they're with you, they don't need to be constantly vigilant because they trust you to be vigilant for them. Now, as we dive deeper into these incredible behaviors, I want you to think about your own cat and start recognizing these signs of deep affection that you might have been taking for granted. And if you're enjoying learning about these amazing feline behaviors, do me a favor and hit that like button, because it helps more cat lovers discover these incredible insights about their furry family members. The fourth thing your cat only does for you is something that happens in the quiet moments, in the spaces between the obvious displays of affection, and it's so subtle that many people never realize it's one of the most powerful forms of feline love language. I'm talking about the way your cat chooses to simply exist in your space. Not for any practical reason, not because they want something from you, but simply because being near you makes them feel content and complete. This behavior is called proximity seeking, and it's one of the most reliable indicators of genuine affection in the animal kingdom. Think about it from your cat's perspective. They're independent creatures who could choose to spend their time anywhere in your home, anywhere in your yard, anywhere within their territory. They could nap in that sunny spot by the window. They could explore interesting smells outside. They could engage in hunting behaviors, or play, or any number of naturally rewarding activities. But instead, they choose to be where you are. This isn't the same as following you around because they want food or attention. This is different. This is your cat making the conscious decision that the most desirable place in their entire world is simply near you. They might not be actively seeking petting or play or treats. They might just curl up within sight of where you're working, or settle down in the same room where you're watching television, or find a comfortable spot nearby while you're reading. What makes this behavior so special is how it reveals your cat's emotional state and their feelings about your relationship. When cats choose proximity without any obvious external motivation, they're essentially saying, "Your presence makes me feel good. Being near you is inherently rewarding for me. You make my world feel more complete." This is pure emotional attachment, uncomplicated by practical needs or survival instincts. But here's where it gets really fascinating. This proximity-seeking behavior is highly selective. Your cat doesn't do this with everyone who lives in your house, and they certainly don't do it with strangers or casual acquaintances. They choose their proximity targets based on deep emotional bonds, and if you're the person your cat consistently chooses to be near, even when they don't need anything from you, that's one of the clearest signs that you hold a special place in their heart. The beauty of this behavior is how it demonstrates your cat's capacity for what we might call companionship, in the truest sense of the word. They're not using you for anything in these moments. They're not seeking any particular benefit or reward. They simply find your presence inherently comforting and desirable. In a world where we often question whether animals are capable of genuine emotional attachment, or whether they're just motivated by practical needs, this proximity-seeking behavior provides beautiful evidence of pure, uncomplicated affection. And if you pay attention, you'll probably notice that this behavior has patterns and preferences that are unique to your relationship with your cat. Maybe your cat always settles down near your feet while you're cooking dinner. Maybe they have a favorite spot on the couch that gives them a clear view of wherever you're sitting. Maybe they follow you from room to room, not because they want anything, but simply because they prefer to be wherever you are. This leads us to the fifth and perhaps most profound thing your cat only does for you, and this one is going to completely change how you understand the depth and complexity of your cat's emotional world. I'm talking about the way your cat remembers you, thinks about you, and maintains their connection to you, even when you're not physically present. Recent research in animal cognition has revealed something absolutely extraordinary about cats and their capacity for what scientists call mental representation of their human family members. This means that cats don't just respond to you when you're in the room. They actually carry mental images of you, memories of your interactions, and emotional associations with you that persist even when you're not around. You might have noticed that your cat seems to anticipate your routines, appearing in certain locations at certain times of day when they know you typically arrive. Or maybe you've observed that your cat has different behaviors and different emotional states depending on weather. You've been gone for a few hours versus a few days. These aren't just random coincidences or simple conditioning responses. They're evidence that your cat is actively thinking about you, missing you, and maintaining a mental model of your relationship that exists independently of your physical presence. But it goes even deeper than that. Cats who have strong bonds with their human family members show what researchers call separation distress when their preferred humans are away for extended periods. This isn't just missing the practical benefits of having a human around, like food provision or environmental enrichment. This is genuine emotional distress caused by the absence of a loved one, similar to what human children experience when separated from their parents. Some cats express this separation distress through changes in appetite, sleeping patterns, or activity levels. Others become more vocal, as if they're calling for their missing family member. Some cats even engage in what appears to be searching behavior, checking places where their human typically spends time or looking out windows as if watching for their return. What makes this even more remarkable is that cats show reunion behaviors when their preferred humans return after absences. These reunion behaviors are often more elaborate and more affectionate than the cat's typical greeting behaviors, suggesting that they're not just acknowledging your return, but actively celebrating it. Your cat might be more vocal than usual, more physically affectionate, or more likely to engage in attention-seeking behaviors as a way of re-establishing and reinforcing the bond that was temporarily interrupted by your absence. This capacity for maintaining emotional connections across time and space reveals something profound about your cat's inner life. They're not just living moment to moment, responding only to immediate stimuli and current needs. They have rich emotional lives that include memories, anticipations, and ongoing relationships that persist even when the objects of those relationships aren't physically present. Think about what this means for your daily interactions with your cat. Every time you leave for work, your cat doesn't just forget about you until you return. They maintain their connection to you throughout the day. They remember your typical schedules and routines. They anticipate your return. And when you do come home, their greeting isn't just a response to your immediate presence. It's a reunion with someone they've been thinking about and missing while you were away. This ongoing mental and emotional connection explains so much about cat behavior that might otherwise seem mysterious or random. It explains why your cat might appear at the door just before you arrive home, even when your schedule is unpredictable. It explains why cats often seem to have favorites among family members that persist over time and across different situations. It explains why cats can maintain strong bonds with humans, even after periods of separation, recognizing and responding to people they haven't seen in months or even years. As we reach the end of our journey into these incredible expressions of feline love, I want you to take a moment to think about your own cat and recognize how many of these behaviors you might have been witnessing without fully understanding their significance. Every dead mouse or mangled toy your cat has brought you wasn't just a random act of weirdness. It was a carefully chosen gift that said, "I want to take care of you the way family takes care of family." Every personalized meow, every unique vocal conversation you've had with your cat, represents a language that exists nowhere else in the world except between the two of you. Every moment your cat has chosen to sleep in your presence, to show you their belly, to close their eyes and relax completely in your company, has been a profound act of trust that goes against every survival instinct they possess. Every time your cat has simply chosen to be near you without wanting anything specific, they've been telling you, "Your presence makes my world better." And every time you've left your cat and returned to find them greeting you with special enthusiasm, you've been experiencing the reunion of a relationship that persisted in your cat's mind and heart throughout your entire absence. Understanding these behaviors doesn't just help us appreciate our cats more deeply. It helps us recognize that we're participants in relationships of genuine emotional complexity and profound mutual attachment. Your cat isn't just tolerating you or using you for practical benefits. They've formed a bond with you that influences their behavior, their emotional state, and even their cognitive processes in ways that are remarkably similar to the bonds between human family members. This knowledge can transform how you experience every interaction with your cat, from the mundane daily routines to the special moments of connection. When you understand that your cat's behaviors are expressions of a rich inner life filled with emotions, memories, and ongoing relationships, every purr becomes more meaningful. Every head bump becomes more precious. And every quiet moment of companionship becomes a celebration of one of nature's most beautiful examples of interspecies love. So the next time your cat brings you something horrifying from their hunting adventures, try to see it as the love letter it really is. Next time they have a long, elaborate conversation with you in their special human communication language, appreciate that you're participating in a linguistic collaboration that's unique in the entire world. The next time they fall asleep in your presence or show you their belly, recognize the incredible trust they're placing in you. The next time they choose to simply be near you without wanting anything specific, understand that they're telling you your presence makes them happy. And the next time you return home to find your cat waiting for you with obvious excitement, remember that they've been thinking about you and missing you while you were away. If this video has helped you see your cat in a new light, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Share a story about a time your cat did something that you now recognize as one of these profound expressions of love. Have you noticed your cat bringing you special gifts that they don't offer to other family members? Does your cat have a unique way of talking to you that's different from how they communicate with others? Have you caught your cat in moments of complete vulnerability and trust that they don't show to anyone else? And here's something to think about as we wrap up. If your cat is capable of this level of emotional complexity, this depth of attachment, and this sophisticated understanding of relationships, what other aspects of their inner life might we still be discovering? What other ways might your cat be showing love that we haven't yet learned to recognize or understand? Don't forget to subscribe if you want to explore more of these amazing insights into animal behavior and the incredible relationships we share with our furry family members. Hit that notification bell so you never miss new discoveries about the secret emotional lives of the animals we love. And remember, Every time you look at your cat, you're not just seeing a pet. You're seeing a family member who has chosen you as their person, in ways more profound and beautiful than most of us ever realized. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the amazing world of feline love language. And I'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore even more incredible secrets of our animal companions. Until then, give your cat an extra hug from me. And remember that every moment you spend together is a celebration of one of nature's most extraordinary friendships.